Good morning, students. Am I audible? All of you, please join fast. Switch on your videos. All of you, please switch on your videos. What about the rest? Exams 5th నుంచే కదమ్మా. Nobody is responding. 5th నుంచే కదా ఎగ్జామ్స్.
సర్క్యులర్లో 8 నుంచి ఉంది
8th నుంచి ఉందా
అని చెప్పారు.
Okay. Fine. So you have enough time for your internals. Shall I start the class? What about the rest? Only very few people joined.
రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేసుకుంటున్నట్టు మ్యామ్.
అవునా? Okay, we'll wait for them. Then I think I have to approve it. Please join fast. Any problem in the Amma? Please respond.
లేదు మ్యామ్.
Okay, I can start the class, right? So what is a function? So what is a function? Function is always defined as a subtask. Okay. So a function is a block of organized, it is a reusable code. So a function can be of three types. One is a built-in function, user-defined function, and the other one is a anonymous function or lambda function. So you have three kinds of functions here. A function always is defined with a keyword def followed by parenthesis, name of the function followed by parenthesis and a colon. A function always returns a value to the called function. So here, if you look at, there are four types of functions. One is a built-in function, which you already know. All your print function, sum, range, min, max, all these functions, they come under built-in functions. And the other one is a user-defined function, which the user writes for himself. Any piece of code written by the user for the purpose of reusability. And the other kind of function is lambda function. And the other one is your recursion. Am I audible? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these are the four kinds of functions. You have built-in functions, user-defined functions, lambda function, and a recursion. Fine. So the structure of a function, see here, def is the keyword with which we can declare our function. Name is related to the name of your function, and a function always takes a set of inputs, and those set of inputs are known as arguments. A function is always followed by a set of statements, and a function always returns a value. It is an optional statement. You can have a written statement, or you cannot, with even you can declare a function or define a function without a written statement. Okay, and these are your set of arguments. This is your function body, and these functions, they always obey the indentation. You know what is indentation because we have seen in our loops. Similar to your loops, a function always sticks to indentation rules. And the name of a function is an identifier. Okay. So you have user defined functions which are defined by the user themselves, and the built-in functions which are inbuilt in your programming language. It can be a Python, C, or C++. Lambda functions are the functions which are anonymous or unnamed. And recursion means the function which calls itself. It is known as recursion. So these are a few examples for your built-in functions. So you can say absolute, all, bin, bool, all these are the examples for some set of built-in functions. See here, I told you the difference between a function and a method. If a method is similar to a function, but the only difference is a method needs an object to get invoked. So these are the examples of methods. Find, count, upper, lower. These are all known as methods because they are always invoked by an object. Here, S is an object, and this object invokes these methods. See here, length is a function, whereas find is a method. Okay. So here, DEF is a keyword, and this is mandatory for your function. This set of parameters can be optional. Function name followed by parenthesis followed by colon, and every function will consist of a block of code. Whatever the written statement you have incorporated in your function, it is optional. Tejasvi, what is the problem?
Sorry,
Please.
ma'am, by mistake.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, so you can have here def is your keyword, function name is an identifier, and the function is going to take a set of parameters, and these parameters can be optional. And every function will have a block of code, and a function written statement is optional. So this is the structure of a function in Python. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can you explain once again, ma'am?
Sure. I'll explain once again. So what is a function? Function is a block of code which is designed to perform a task. So every function, it is always defined using a keyword def, and a function is going to take a set of inputs. This set of inputs can be optional. So a function can be an identifier similar to your variable, whatever the naming conventions which we follow for our variables, the same naming conventions can be followed even for a function name. So a function will consist of a set of code, and this code should be indented. It should be within the indentation, and a function may or may not return a value. And in Python, a written statement in general, in any high level languages, a written statement always returns a single value, whereas in Python, a written statement can return more than one value. Okay, so whatever the set of inputs the function is going to take, those are known as parameters. And we have four kinds of functions. One is a built-in function, and the other one is a user-defined function, and the other one is a lambda function or anonymous function, and the fourth one is your recursion. User-defined functions are nothing but whatever the functions which are defined by the user, they come under user-defined functions. Whereas you have built-in functions like print, sum, max, min, length. All these are built-in functions which are defined in your Python. So whenever you want to use these built-in functions, you can use it depending upon your requirement. And this is leading to the concept of code reusability or modularity. That means whenever you want to make a sum of the list of elements in a list, you can call your sum of LST. So you are using this built-in function when and where it is required. So this is nothing but this is the concept of reusability. And reusability is one of the features of an object-oriented programming, and Python happens to be an object-oriented. Okay, am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have given a few examples for your built-in function, absolute, all, bin, bool, all these are the few examples for your built-in functions. And I told you a method is similar to your function. It is same, the functionality of a method is similar to your function, except a method is always invoked by an object. Whereas a function doesn't require any object to get invoked. So here length is a function, whereas find is a method. So since find happens to be a method, it requires an object to get invoked. So a function is going to take set of inputs, and these inputs are known as parameters. So whatever the methods you are seeing here, find, count, upper, lower, replace, all these are known as methods, and they require an object to get invoked. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'll just give a simple example for a function. So see here, this is a simple example for a function. This function, the name of my function is a display, and it is going to take an input, and this input is known as a parameter. So here def is a keyword followed by the name of the function, followed by the set of inputs those are nothing but your parameters, followed by a colon. So this is the syntax for a function. This is known as the function declaration. And display of 10 here, we are trying to call my function. So while calling my function, I am passing the input as 10. So here my input is 10 here, and this 10, whatever the argument I am passing, so whatever the input you are giving from the calling function is known as an argument. And this is your call function, and this argument gets copied into your X, and this X is known as a parameter. You have to use only this terminology. So whatever the input you are giving at the calling point is known as an argument, and to this call function, whatever the input it is receiving, it is known as a parameter. Am I clear? See here, this is the example of a simple function. The name of my function is sum here, and the set of inputs are here, x comma y, and these x and y, they are called as parameters. So I am trying to call this function sum of a comma b. This is my function call. Okay, so whatever the a value, it is mapped to your x. Similarly, the value of b is mapped to your y. And my function is getting invoked here. I'm saying z is equals to x plus y. And I'm trying to print my sum is z. Again, I'm making another call to another function, that is your subtract. So again, I am defining one more function here, sub. Here, I'm trying to find the difference of x and y, and I'm trying to store in a variable called z, and I'm printing here z here. Similarly, I am calling another function called product, that is prod a comma b, and I am defining my product function here using my keyword def, and this product function is going to take two inputs, that is x comma y, and these x comma y are known as, I want you people to respond.
Parameters.
Yeah, parameters. Whereas a comma b is known as,
Argument.
yes, arguments. So here I am invoking three functions, sum, subtract, and product. And I have assigned the values of a is equals to 20, b is equals to 10. So whatever the values, they get copied to your x, and similarly a will be copied to x and b will be copied to y. So these are your three function calls, and here we are defining our functions, function 1, function 2, and function 3. Am I clear? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. No doubts, right?
No doubts.
Okay, I can take few more examples. Okay. ఇక్కడ చూడండి అమ్మా, I have taken the same example. I just want to run for you. Here, sum is my function, and these are my set of arguments, and I'm passing these arguments to my function. So now the value of x is holding 1 and y is holding 5. So for I in range of x comma 5 plus y plus 1, I am trying to find the sum of all the values within the range of 1 and 5. And I am trying to print the sum of numbers between the range between x and y plus 1, and I am trying to print the sum. So here I have initialized my sum to 0, that is s to 0, and I am trying to compute s is equals to s plus I. So for different set of inputs, I am performing the same operation. I am trying to get, for different inputs, I am trying to generate different outputs. So what does this mean? Please respond.
It's like sum of numbers between both given numbers.
See here, I am improving my functionality by using this function. What I am trying to do, see here, I am trying to generate for different inputs in a single program. I am trying to find 3 different outputs, and I am trying to give 3 different inputs. That means I am trying to enhance the functionality. I am not, see here, my number of lines of code is not getting increased. I am using the same function, but because I am trying to call my function thrice, I am able to perform I am able to generate the output with 3 different set of inputs.
Ma'am, for higher coding, why every time they prefer to use definitions, ma'am, more and more definitions as they go on?
Like that is, tell me.
Like for loops and all those examples which we did, ma'am, like Armstrong number or anything like that. When they go for the higher level, they'll always try to define it and then they will put it like that so that they can use for the next function, ma'am.
Yeah, that's what here. See, we are reusing the code, right?
Yes,
the same 4 lines of code, I am using it for all my 3 different set of inputs. I am trying to generate 3 different outputs.
Yes, ma'am.
Hope I have answered your question.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the example for code reusability. See, you are asked a question called what is the difference between a loop and a function. So a loop is you can perform a task repeatedly for a fixed number of times till you meet your base condition, whereas a function you can get the output if and only you require it. So you can make the call depending upon your requirement. See, if you don't need to find the sum of these numbers, you need not make the call. Okay, you can disable these two function calls. Am I getting? Whereas loop, it is determined. You have to perform. If you have given your loop for 10 times or 100 times, there is no choice. You have to run your loop for those 100 number of times. Whereas these function calls, it can be accommodated depending upon your requirement. If you don't, if you no longer you are required this, you need not use these two function calls. If it is no longer required. Am I clear? I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
disable these two sum. So I need not call my sum function 3 times. I can just call only once. Similarly, if my requirement is more, I can use the same function for 10 times, 15 times, or 20 times. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
One doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
For examination, like Python exam, section C, they were giving all HackerRank questions, ma'am. So should we concentrate on that before going to exam, or is it just for reference purpose?
Did you see your question bank? Did you go through your question bank?
Yes, ma'am. Padmaja ma'am sent us a question bank long before.
Okay.
So in that section A, section B can be done easily. But
Okay.
section C is all HackerRank questions only, ma'am.
Okay.
So my question is, should we learn that or we should perform now itself to get updated in examination?
No, I don't think it will not be so tough because you are at the beginning and the internal will be almost direct questions.
Okay, ma'am.
So there will not be so much. Maybe for external, they may be doing even for your lab also. But whereas for internals, and that too, this happens to be your first time. So you should be well versed with all the basic programming, whatever is taught in your class. See, whatever the programs I am teaching you, it's all within the textbook. And I'm taking a few more examples from the video lectures given by Padmaja. So whatever the things I mostly taught in your class, you need not go beyond that. And tomorrow class, I'll be doing revision. That is your week 3 and week 4. All the 7 programs, they are related to your lists and tuples. So we'll be doing all the 7 programs, and please concentrate whatever all is taught in your taught in the class. So, and the theory part, you can go through the lecture notes which I have sent you. I have also sent you the question bank on Saturday itself to both Narsimha and Nikla. So whatever the theory part, you can go through the lecture notes, and programming, be thorough with whatever the programs that are taught in the class, and also your week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And I don't think they'll go beyond that.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
మ్యామ్ ఆన్లైన్ ఉంటుందా ఆఫ్లైన్ ఉంటుందా?
అంత తెలియదమ్మా, బికాజ్ అంతా మారిపోతుంది కదా, మోస్ట్లీ ఆఫ్లైనే అంటున్నారు. ఆన్లైన్ ఉండకపోవచ్చు బికాజ్ ఆన్లైన్లో అసలు పాయింటే లేదు కదా. టెక్నికల్గా మీరు అందరూ ఇంజనీరింగ్ వాళ్ళకి ఆన్లైన్ ఉండకపోవచ్చేమో, మరి ఎనివే తెలీదు. రోజు మారుతూ ఉంది కదమ్మా, మాకు కూడా అసలు ఏం తెలీదు. మీ సేమ్ మీలాగే మేము టెలిగ్రామ్ ఫాలో అవ్వడమే తప్పించి మాకంటే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఏం లేదు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Okay. See here, this is one more example of, see here, we can pass the arguments to a function in 4 different ways. One is by default. See, without passing arguments also, you can make a call to your function. In this example here, def is a keyword which is used to define your function, and area of circle is your function name. And it is taking two inputs. These are nothing but your parameters. And this is the function call I'm making here. And in my first function call, I am not giving any inputs. So whatever the arguments, it is already taking the same arguments, it will be computing the area of the circle. In the second call, I am trying to pass some arguments. So these arguments, they are overridden here. So instead of, see, pi happens to be 3.14, instead of my radius it happens to be 1, I'm trying to override the value of my radius to 2. And I'm trying to compute the new value of my area. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So there are 4 ways of passing the parameters to your function call. One is you can just make a call without any inputs, and whatever these are known as keyword arguments. That means we have already initialized our arguments. See here, your function arguments, you have to remember this. This will be one of your question in your exam. So what are the different types of function arguments? They are required arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments, and variable length arguments. Okay, so there are 4 types of giving the arguments to your functions. Okay, see here, don't write today anything. I'll be dictating it tomorrow. Fine. You just go through the concept, because last class you are very much confused. So you please be comfortable with the concept part. Later, I'll be giving you some time to copy some examples. Am I clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So these are the 4 ways of giving arguments to your functions. See here, these are known as default arguments. Here, the name of my function is display. The keyword is here def, and these are the set of parameters this function is going to take. Okay, followed by colon, and I'm trying to print my message comma name here. And this is my function call. See here, from my function call, I'm giving the argument as Sachin, and whatever the argument I'm giving, it gets copied to your parameter. See here, whenever I try to run this program, I'm getting a invalid syntax. May I know why?
Comma is there over message.
Yes. This is one reason. See here, please remember, this is known as a default argument. That means we are trying to assign the value of this string beforehand. This is known as a default argument. Always non-default arguments should follow default arguments, and this is the syntax. So a name should be always followed, because name happens to be non-default argument, and message is your default argument. Why is the message called default argument?
It will always arrive in every display function.
Yes, for every display function, this message is going to take only this particular string. Okay, so this is known as a default argument, and name, it is variable. So whenever you are making a call to your function, you can change the content of this name. You can give whatever the name you want. Same here. Okay, so this is known as a default argument, and this is a non-default argument. So the syntax is always the non-default argument should follow the default arguments. That means whatever the default arguments you want to make, they should be always located at the right side.
Ma'am, if we put name of anyone in the top definition, define the display of name equal to something,
Yeah, that is also allowed. That is also one way of doing it.
then if we write display of some other name, will it show that other name or will it show only what we have defined above, ma'am?
See here.
Like, yes, ma'am. Now run the system.
Now I'll run it. See here. One second.
Ma'am,
See here.
what we put display of Jack, then what will it print, ma'am?
One second. Here, both are default arguments, and whenever you are saying display, so these default arguments are getting printed. See here.
Okay,
One second. I understood your doubt. I'll answer it. One second. See here. I'm calling my function. Yeah. So you want to say that whenever I'm giving here the inputs, it should get overridden. That is your question, right?
Yes,
That
ma'am.
means if I give Jack as my input, this Jack should be overriding this Sachin.
Yes, ma'am.
And it should give Jack hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So whatever the Sachin you are giving, it is overridden with your Jack.
Okay. Okay,
Right.
ma'am.
And oh, it's done. Well, just last example. See here, this is one more example for your default arguments. These are three function calls here. Here, see here, the default argument should be always located on the right side. And A is your non-default argument. So whenever I say display of 15, 15 is the value of 15 gets copied to your variable A. And I'm trying to display A 15, 10, and 20. Here I am trying to override my default arguments because A is equals to 2. So whatever the value of 2 will get copied to your A, and the value of B, 10 is already existing. This value of 10 will be overridden with your 3. So you can also vary the number of arguments and also the values. This is the example that you can vary the number of arguments and also the values of the arguments. I am trying to change here. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Please respond. So here in display function, I am trying to pass all the 3 arguments here. So whatever the default values it is already holding, they get overridden with this new values. And so whenever I say display, so it is printing the new values.
మ్యామ్ ఒకసారి ఆ డిస్ప్లే 15 ఒకసారి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారా మ్యామ్ మళ్ళీ?
ఓకే, నేను చెప్తాను చూడండి. డిస్ప్లే ఈజ్ యువర్ నేమ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫంక్షన్ కాల్. ఇక్కడ B and C, these are known as your default parameters because you have already given some values to B and C. So whenever I say display of 15, the value of 15 gets copied to your variable A, and whatever the default arguments, they will be followed. So whenever I say print A, B and C, I am getting here 15, 10 and 20. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Second call, I am trying to A is equals to 2. So whatever the value of A will get copied here, and the value of B is overwritten here. So as B is already holding a value called 10, it gets overridden with the value of 3. And C, whatever the default value it is holding, that will be displayed in your second function call. In the third function call, I'm trying to change all the 3 values. So all these whatever the default arguments B and C, they are getting overridden with these new values. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please answer your attendance. 66.
Present, ma'am.
67.
Present, ma'am.
68.
Ma'am,
69.
68 present, ma'am. Technical issue it seems.
Okay. 69.
Present, ma'am.
70.
Present, ma'am.
71.
Present, ma'am.
72. 73. 74. 75.
Present, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
76.
Present, ma'am.
77.
Present, ma'am.
78. 79.
Present, ma'am.
80.
Present, ma'am.
81. 82.
Present, ma'am.
83.
Present, ma'am.
84.
Present, ma'am.
85.
Present, ma'am.
86.
Present, ma'am.
87.
Present, ma'am.
88.
Present, ma'am.
89.
Present, ma'am.
90.
Present, ma'am.
91.
Present, ma'am.
92.
Present, ma'am.
93. 94.
Present, ma'am.
ma'am. 93.
95. Okay.
Present, ma'am.
96.
Present, ma'am.
97.
Present, ma'am.
98.
Present, ma'am.
99. A0.
Present, ma'am.
A1.
Present, ma'am.
A2. A3. A4.
Ma'am,
Present, ma'am.
present, ma'am.
Okay. A4.
Present, ma'am.
A5.
Present, ma'am.
A6.
Present, ma'am.
A7.
Present, ma'am.
A8.
Present, ma'am.
A9.
Present, ma'am.
B0.
Present, ma'am.
B1.
Present, ma'am.
B2.
Present, ma'am.
B3. B4.
Present, ma'am.
B5.
Present, ma'am.
B6.
Present, ma'am.
B7.
Present, ma'am.
B8. B9.
Present, ma'am. B8 present, ma'am.
Okay. B9.
Present, ma'am.
C0.
Present, ma'am.
C1.
Present, ma'am.
C2.
Present, ma'am.
C3.
Present, ma'am.
C4.
Present, ma'am.
C5.
Present, ma'am.
C6.
Present, ma'am.
C7.
Present, ma'am.
C8.
Present, ma'am.
C9. D0. చూడమ్మా absent is 72, 73, 78, 81, 99, A2, B3, C9 and D0.
Ma'am, A2 present, ma'am.
A2 present. Okay. Inka? So it is 72, 73, 78, 81, 99, B3, C9 and D0. అంతే కదమ్మా? ఒకసారి ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసుకోండి అమ్మా. జస్ట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఎ ఫంక్షన్? ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసుకోండి అమ్మా. You specify here name of the function. This is your keyword and these are your parameters and these are your arguments. Are you making a note of it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Please note, otherwise it will be difficult for your next class. నేను పంపానమ్మా ఆల్రెడీ రేవంత్. ఒకసారి మీ అతను నరసింహ ఒకసారి పంపండి. నరసింహ నిఖిల వాళ్ళిద్దరికి పంపానమ్మా. సాటర్డే రోజు పంపాను నేను. లేదంటే ఇంకొక 2-3 మెయిల్ ఐడీస్ నాకు ఇవ్వండి. సో దట్ డెప్యూటీలో పనిచేస్తుందమ్మా. ఓకే అమ్మా, ఓకే. అదే వాళ్ళు మరి మెయిల్ చెక్ చేసుకోలేదేమో. నిఖిల, ఆర్ యు దేర్? Narasimha, are you there?
Ma'am, I will send after the class.
Okay.
I did not check them.
Okay, okay. మీరు పంపండి. Did you finish copying?
మ్యామ్,
చెప్పండి.
మేము ఇప్పుడు ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఆన్లైన్ ఆఫ్లైన్ మాకు క్లారిటీ వస్తే మేము
నాకు
ప్రిపేర్
కూడా మీరు అవన్నీ ఆలోచించకండి. బికాస్ మీకు చాలా టైం ఉంది. విల్ గో విత్ ద సిలబస్. ప్యారలల్ గా మీరు చదువుతూ ఉండండి. నేను అందుకే ఈ రోజు కూడా మిమ్మల్ని ఏం రాయించలేదు. సో మామూలుగా బికాస్ మనకు లేట్ అయిపోతుంది మా సిలబస్. మనం ఇప్పుడు ఆపామనుకోండి ఊరికే వేస్ట్ అయిపోతాయి క్లాసెస్. బికాస్ ఏదైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే రేపు ఆఫ్లైన్ సెషన్లో అన్ని క్లియర్గా చేసుకోవచ్చు. మన ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో వీక్ 12 వరకు ఉన్నాయి కదా, అవన్నీ కూడా ఫినిష్ చేయడానికి మనకు టైం ఉంటుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద ఇంటెంట్ బిహైండ్. అంతే తప్ప మీకు ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉన్నా నేను క్లాస్ చెప్తున్నాను అలా అనుకోవద్దు ప్లీజ్. బికాస్ మనకి తర్వాత చాలా కష్టం అయిపోతుంది సిలబస్. అందుకే మన సిలబస్ ప్యారలల్గా వెళ్తూ ఉంటే ఏంటంటే చక్కగా స్లోగా ఫినిష్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఏదైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్న తర్వాత డిస్కస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకేనా? మీరు ఇప్పుడు ఈ క్లాస్ మీరు ఏం చేయకండి. వాట్ ఎవర్ మీరు ఎగ్జామ్కి ఏదైతే చదవాలో దాని మీద మట్టుకే కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేయండి. ఇది ఎగ్జామ్స్ అయ్యాక దీని సంగతి చూడొచ్చు. ఓకేనమ్మా? ఎందుకు రాయిస్తున్నా అంటే ఒక్క ప్రోగ్రాము సో దట్ మీకు నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్కి అలవాటు అవ్వాలి అనేసి అంతే. యూ షుడ్ నో వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫంక్షన్ కాల్, ఎక్కడ ఫంక్షన్, ఆ సింటాక్స్ కొద్దిగా మైండ్లో ఉంటుందని ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ మేకింగ్ యూ టు రైట్. Did you finish?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. ఏదమ్మా నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ ఏంటమ్మా? కెమిస్ట్రీయా?
BEE.
ఓకే. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఒకసారి ఇది మార్క్ చేసుకోండి. I want you to copy only this slide so that ఇది చూడండి అమ్మా, ఇది రాసుకోండి మీరు. ఇది దీస్ ఆర్ యువర్ మ్యాండేటరీ, కీవర్డ్ ఇస్ మ్యాండేటరీ, దీస్ ఆర్ ఆప్షనల్. రిటర్న్, దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఫార్మాట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ఫంక్షన్.
మ్యామ్
చెప్పండి అమ్మా.
అదే ఒక డౌట్ మ్యామ్, అంటే క్లాసెస్ 12th February వరకు షెడ్యూల్ ఉన్నాయి, బట్ 8th Feb నుంచి ఎగ్జామ్ ఉంటుంది అన్నారు. సో
అంటే అలా షెడ్యూల్ చేస్తారమ్మా, బికాస్ అంత రోజు రోజుకి మారుతూ ఉంది కదా. సో ఇన్
అంటే
కేస్
ఆన్లైన్ తీసుకుంటారా ఆఫ్లైన్ తీసుకుంటారా?
క్లాసెస్ అయితే ఆన్లైన్ మా 5th వరకు అయితే మాకు వచ్చిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. మరి తర్వాత సంగతి ఎలా ఉంటుందని మాకు కూడా తెలియదు చెప్పాలి.
సో ఎగ్జామ్ ఆఫ్లైన్ ఉంటుంది మోస్ట్లీ.
ఎగ్జామ్ ఆఫ్లైన్ ఉన్నా ఆన్లైన్ ఉన్నా నువ్వు చదివే కంటెంట్ సేమ్ కదా. సిలబస్ విల్ నాట్ చేంజ్. ద సిలబస్ ఈస్ ద సేమ్ 2.5 units, రైట్?
Yes, ma'am.
ప్లీజ్ గో త్రూ ద నోట్స్ విచ్ మ్యామ్ హ్యాస్ సెంట్ యూ. నేను సేమ్ నోట్స్ మళ్ళీ మీకు పంపించాను కూడా, మీకు కూడా.
Yes, ma'am.
సో అది ఒకసారి చూడండి. నేను క్లాస్ లో చెప్పిన ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అన్ని కొద్దిగా థరోగా చూసుకోండి అమ్మా. బియాండ్ దట్ అయితే వెళ్తుందని అనుకోను సిలబస్.
ఓకే.
ఓకేనా? సో బికాస్ అదే మోస్ట్లీ ఆ వీడియో లెక్చర్స్ లోని ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్, టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లోని ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్. బికాస్ నేనేం బయటకు ఎక్కడికో వెళ్ళింది లేదు. సో అంతా విత్ ఇన్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద కాలేజ్ సిలబస్ లో నుంచి ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అవి. సో దే విల్ నాట్ గో బియాండ్ దట్. బట్ ప్లీజ్ week 1, week 2, week 3 and week 4 ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ అన్ని థరోగా ట్రై టు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్.
Yes, ma'am.
బికాస్ 4 weeks మీకు సిలబస్ లో ఉన్నాయి.
Okay.
సో రేపు నేను ఫంక్షన్స్ ఐ విల్ కంటిన్యూ అండ్ ద నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ ఐ విల్ బి డూయింగ్ యువర్ week 1 and week 3 and week 4. ఈ లోపు మీరు ప్యారలల్ గా ఇంట్లో చదువుకుంటూ ఉండండి, ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయండి, అంతే. మీకు మేడం పంపారు కదా PDF, ఆ ఫైల్లో థియరీ గో త్రూ. బికాస్ ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ అంతా థియరీ కదా. ఫీచర్స్ ఆఫ్ పైథాన్, వాట్ ఆర్ ద యూజెస్ ఆఫ్ పైథాన్. సో ఆల్ దోస్ క్వశ్చన్స్ దే ఆర్ వెల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ ఇన్ దట్ లెక్చర్ నోట్స్.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me.
ma'am, here after written is it parenthesis or space, ma'am?
It is space, no parenthesis.
Okay.
Good morning, madam. Can I take class now?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Thank you, madam.
I'm leaving.
Good morning to one and all. Is my voice is audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we are going to discuss a new unit. That new unit name we will discuss here. Okay. So all of you be careful regarding that unit. So it is very important, and you have to thoroughly attend the lectures very carefully. Okay. So let me start that unit. Anyhow, you are having the exams from 7th, no?
Given, sir, yes.
7th. Okay, okay. So let me share whiteboard. Wait a second. So I will start within 2 minutes. Okay, give me 2 minutes permission. I need to take a slate. Okay, so be patient with 2 minutes. I will come back in 2 minutes.
Examples I have given you, that is here 2 synthetic biodegradable polymers preparation properties and applications of polylactic acid, polyvinyl ester. Okay, students, shall I leave the class?
Yes.
Any doubts are there? Tomorrow you can clarify. Okay, now tomorrow we'll discuss question bank. We completed syllabus. Hello,
Okay, ma'am.
understood no
Okay, ma'am.
class? Class you understood no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This PPTs I will send you ma. Okay, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.